Well, good evening and welcome to our live watch along for Sydney FC in the Asian Champions League 2 round of 16 against Bangkok United. Of course, not a Sydney FC fan myself, but tonight I think all Australian football fans should be back in the Sky Blues. Round of 16, a chance here to make a deep run into the knockout rounds. Sydney FC overall had a pretty successful group stage. Only lost a couple of games. Those were to Sanfrecce Hiroshima, top side from Japan. And coming up against a side from Thailand here, another test for Sydney FC, and obviously coming off the Sydney derby just a couple of days ago as well. And an unchanged starting 11, it should be said, for Sydney FC tonight. Alex Grant, the new signing, is on the bench, so we may well see the experienced defender tonight. Feel free to drop your score predictions, your thoughts on this match in the live chat, as we are set to kick off in just a moment. G'day, sports guy. Good to see you here. Bud is here in the live chat. Milan says, come on, Sydney. Leo said at 23. Says, let's go. I think Sydney FC, here's the thing, right? Asian Champions League 2, of course. Just to avoid any confusion for anyone, this last year was called the AFC Cup, which was won by another Australian team. Of course, the Central Coast Mariners, who won the AFC Cup last season. So Sydney FC will be looking at what Mariners did last year and thinking, okay, if they can do it, we can make a similar feat. That was a magical run that Mariners went on to win this competition in the end. Can Sydney FC do the same thing as we are underway at Allianz Stadium? Thanks for joining us here for the live Watchalong, the Sky Blues. Of course, 2 legs. This is the first leg of the 2. Second leg being played next week in Thailand. So this game tonight sort of stands as a really, really important one for Sydney FC, just to give them the advantage across the 2 legs, of course. Goes without saying. And look, I remember, I think we did a watch-along for Sydney FC's very first game in this competition last year, and they were really, really good in that game. And if they can try and get on the front foot early here and try and control things, dictate the play early, that'll be the aim for Calais' side. For the coefficient, lads, says Blinkus. That's right. Welcome, Blinkus. Welcome, Connor. Marcus is here. G'day, Marcus. Marcus is a Sydney FC fan, of course. As Klamala goes for a strike, parried away, and Joe Lolly almost there to put it home. Early pressure here. Oh my goodness, dude. Sydney FC, within a couple minutes, looking very bright. Marcus, who's a Sydney FC fan, says Hearts is 2-0, but Gut says draw. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Sydney FC will have to be a lot better tonight than they were a couple nights ago on Saturday night against Wanderers in the derby. Sydney FC, I think even, of course, Sydney FC fans will be first to admit, oh, it's a goal! Bangkok United. No. Oh, dude. Dude. You guys think that was a goal? It's a corner. It's a corner. False alarm. Oh, I saw the ball ripple the net, and I thought it went in. I thought it was an own goal to Ryan Grant, but it was a corner. Dude, that caught me out big time. Oh, goodness me. That was close, though. That was real close. Goodness. What a start. What a start. Sports guy says reckons it's going to be 1-0 Sydney, 85th minute winner. First set piece of the night for Bangkok United. The delivery's good too. It's a bit of a collision in the box. Still on. Great chance here for the away team. The cross isn't ideal. Sydney FC survived that little... Yeah, you thought so too? Yeah, dude. As soon as it ball rippled the net, it looked like it went in. So, Bangkok United showing sort of what they've got in the early stages here as well. Both teams with sights on goal in the opening couple minutes. Beautiful evening in Sydney tonight for this one as well. The sun's still shining a little bit on Allianz Stadium. G'day, Adam. Good to see you here as well. Adam bringing up Sydney FC's next game. Yep, away to Perth. Glory. Always a tricky trip considering the travel. But, yeah, Sydney FC will obviously be looking to win that one against a struggling Perth Glory team. Although Glory have maybe improved just ever so slightly in maybe the past couple of months. Perth Glory drawing 1-1 with Mariners last week, a few weeks back. We should not forget Perth Glory defeating Auckland just a few weeks ago. It's been a really funny campaign for Sydney. Like, there's been games where we've watched them and they've been really, really impressive. When they're clicking, they're a difficult team to stop. But at times they are easily opened up, and they've been opened up here, and it's a great chance. Is it a save? What an opportunity for Bangkok United and Devonish Mears. Was it a save? I mean, it was a close one. But that, again, dude, as we were saying, just the massive hole in the middle of defense for Sydney. I don't know if Devonish Mears looked like he was celebrating like he made the save, but maybe not. Goal kick. Marcus asks, is it deadline day? It is indeed. It is indeed. A lot going on today. Deadline day in the A-League men's. We've already seen Wellington Phoenix announced a new signing. I think Brisbane Roar teasing a new signing tonight. A new Portuguese attacking midfielder for Wellington Phoenix. They just announced about a couple hours ago. And yeah, I mean, have Raw announced their signing? I haven't checked them. They may have announced it at the hour. Well, so tonight's live stream here on Coastal Football, sort of acting as a double, almost a triple sort of thing going on here. We're covering obviously this game, Sydney FC, Bangkok United. We're going to be talking about the deadline day moves, anything that we see as Sydney FC are in behind. Caceres, good block, good defensive cover there. Caceres, not too far away. But also later tonight, we should not forget the Australian under-20s, the Young Socceroos, kick off their AFC Under-20 Asian Cup campaign tonight against Kyrgyz Republic. And the lineup for that has just been revealed. Plenty of A-League players involved in the under-20 squad for Australia. Looks like Musa Toure starting, Jalen Pearman from Perth Glory, Battleado of Wanderers, Luka Jovanovic starting as well for the Young Socceroos tonight. So that game kicks off at 8:15. That's Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So in just over an hour, the Young Socceroos are getting underway. So we will be focusing on the Sydney FC game, but we'll also be keeping an eye on this the situation in the Young Socceroos game. That's for sure. Leanne's here as well. Welcome. Reckons 3-2 Sydney. Well, I'll tell you what. With the way this game has started, just after 6 minutes, I feel like that could be the case. Like it might be that kind of game where there'll be goals for either side. Because both teams have had really good sights on goal. Quintal, was he starting in the lineup? Another player from the A-League? Doesn't look like Thiago Quintal's in the starting lineup. He's on the bench. So, big campaign coming up for the Young Socceroos, talented group of players. Majority of them coming from the A-League as well, which is great to see. It's a great production line we have in the A-League. And of course, the Final Four, if you get to the semi-finals, there's Devonish Mears. Oh, goodness. Well, we've seen him. We've seen Harrison Devonish Mears. He picked up a red card against away to Mariners earlier on the season, rushing out and accidentally taking out a player. The same thing almost happened again. But going back to our Young Socceroos, if the Young Socceroos can make the semi-finals, that means they qualify through to the Under-20 World Cup, which would be great. It's been over a decade since Australia have featured in the men's Under-20 World Cup. It's being played in Chile later this year. A lot's happened today too. We had the announcement. Football Australia made the announcement. Have revealed the official name for the national second-tier competition. It's the Australian Championship. I put together a little video talking about it. What do you guys make of it? I said in the video there I wasn't the biggest fan of the name. Look, it's exciting that things are getting moving. Things are a bit, being made official, names and branding and all that sort of stuff. I'm not a fan of the name. It looks like from most people online, from the consensus that we're seeing online, is that most people aren't the biggest fan of the name. So, I mean, I wonder if they would go as far as to like if enough people sort of voice their opinions, in regards to the name, whether they would consider changing it. But Australian Championship, I just feel like they could have gone with something different and a little bit clearer. Like, because I mean, for people like us who are like the more, I guess you could say, the more hardcore sort of Australian football fans, we're going to know that the Australian Championship is the second tier. But you get to think about all of the people who aren't necessarily actively following the A-League, aren't necessarily following club football in Australia. They're going to see the A-League, they're going to see the Australian Championship. Unless you actually look into it on face value, a neutral, sorry, not a neutral, but like a new fan, a casual fan, isn't really going to sort of put two and two together. They're not going to know what is what. So that's just my thought. That's my 2 cents. Anyway, Waheem crossing, Courtney Perkins, he fell over, no pen. That's right, Tarnley. Under 20s on tonight. Big night tonight. Young Soccer is under 23. It's under 20s in this tournament, but I believe so. The naming convention can be confusing. So I think the way it's in terms of the names, the under 23s are the Olyroos. Of course, those are the ones that feature in the Olympics. Of course, Australians men team did not feature it at last year's Olympics, unfortunately. Those are the Olyroos. The Young Socceroos are under 20s. And that's the one in action tonight. And then you got the Joeys, and that's the under 17s. And I believe their Asian Cup is later this year. Yeah. Sports Guy, in regards to the Australian Championship, says the Australian Championship just feels like a blatant copy of the EFL Championship. Not original. I don't really like it. Yeah, and look, you look at it, and that's surely what they're going for, right? They've just looked at what they're doing in England and thought they could do the same thing, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It just doesn't. Yeah, look, honestly, like, hey, I haven't seen, look, absolutely everyone's thoughts on this, obviously, but I haven't seen one person that actually likes the name Australian Championship. Like, if you like it, like, let us know. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to say there's like if you like the name Australian Championship, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But I legitimately haven't seen one person say that they like the name Australian Championship. Anyway. Braden's here as well. Hello, Braden. Braden supports the Wanderers, says Bangkok will win 3-2. 3-2. Of course, this is the first of 2 legs. The second leg being played Wednesday next week in Thailand. This is the round of 16 of the Asian Champions League 2. The same competition that Central Coast Mariners won last year. Waheem with a pocket of space. Klamala, Sydney trying to manufacture some more opportunities. They've had a few shots on goal early on. Here's a look at the lineup. This is coming from Google. The lineup tonight. New signing, for those who's tuning in, new signing for Sydney FC, Alex Grant is on the bench tonight with an opportunity to make his Sky Blues debut. So, great chance here. Bangkok United just coming unstuck at the end, though. So, same 11 from the Sydney derby. That centre-back pairing of Ryan Grant and Kyle Shaw. Young Kyle Shaw, who has been doing pretty good in his first few senior appearances for Sydney FC. There was a lot of sort of talk, I think, maybe after the Sydney derby, especially around someone like Adrian Segacic, who's just an unbelievable player. I mean, is he on the bench tonight? Let's have a look at the benches down here. Extended benches, of course. You do have Douglas Costa on the bench. Adrian Segacic is there. I mean, to me, like, Sydney FC fans chime in on this, but to me, if I'm head coach of Sydney FC, Adrian Segacic is the first name in the team sheet. This guy, that goal that he scored in the Sydney derby was unreal. I was there in person when he scored a hat-trick off the bench against Mariners. I I don't mean to get carried away, but I think Adrian Segicic is one of the brightest prospects in Australian football right now, and his ceiling is sky high. I think this guy's capable just of watching him play, especially this season in like limited minutes. Like Segicic just had to rely on like minutes off the bench, but when he's on the ball, dude, this guy just has like an immense like natural talent. He's technically outstanding, and considering his age, he could play at the highest level. Like I seriously think so. So I like just for the benefit of Australian football, I think Ufuk Talay needs to be giving more minutes to Adrian Segicic. You look at who you would bench. I mean, mate, Caceres is obviously towards the other end of his career. Not that he's anywhere near retiring, but Segicic is obviously a lot younger. Do you drop Waheem out? You probably don't drop Joe Lolly. He's been good this season. So it's an interesting one. Bangkok United looking to make a move down the left. Sydney FC overall looking pretty well organised in defence. Great to see everyone here in the live chat. Reading through some of the comments. Marcus says, agree. Waheem, an impact player. Lotto's here. Says Sydney, always a bit poor in the first half when we play away from the Cove. Blinkers chiming in regards to the Segicic discussion. Says, yes, Segicic should probably be starting. I drop Holman, push Caceres back and squeeze him on. That's another option. Because we have seen that. We have seen Caceres play a bit deeper. It's probably not his preferred role. I think Anthony Caceres, sorry. I think his best position probably is as a number 10, as an attacking midfielder, which is sort of the role he's playing tonight. But yeah, you could do that. You could maybe shift Holman to the bench. Caceres drops deeper, and then you play Segicic somewhere up the front. I think there's a lot of debate in terms of where Adrian Segicic's best position is as well, whether that is as a number 10 central attacking midfielder, or maybe off the left hand side where he has featured it a lot for Sydney. I feel like as a number 10 is probably his preferred position. Free kick goes the way of Bangkok United in a dangerous area here. Ufuk Talay doesn't look happy, but it's a free kick out wide. Not too far out from goal. Braden says, Caceres broke our hearts on Saturday night, and they need to add cost on FC 25 EA need to do. Hunter here. Good to see you here, Hunter. With a comment here in regards to the second division, saying the second division needs to be a real second division, not this glorified cup competition. Don't mind the Australian Championship as a name, but could probably be better. As the free kick for Bangkok United flies straight to the hands of Harrison Devonish-Mears. Another start tonight for Harrison Devonish-Mears, ahead of the experienced Andrew Redmayne. Again, I've seen a lot of comments online from Sydney FC fans suggesting that maybe they would like to see Redmayne return to the starting lineup. Let me know your thoughts if you have any opinion on that. Devonish-Mears has had some good games. He's capable of making some great saves. But it hasn't been a perfect first season in the A-League for him. Joe Lolly's just been flattened. What's going on here? Sydney FC slowing down, and play will be stopped because Joe Lolly has received a bit of a whack, I think, maybe to the face. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Live watch along for Sydney FC's AFC, Asian Champions League 2 round of 16 clash. A lot happening today. The announcement of the Australian Championship. It is deadline day in the A-League men's, so we're keeping an eye on any last-minute signings. And later tonight, in just about an hour's time, the Young Socceroos kick off their Asian Cup campaign. So there's a lot happening. So this is the place to be, folks. This is the place to be. I'm just checking the socials now. See if there's been any more signings announced. Have we got anything else? I think Brisbane Roar have been teasing a signing. We saw Wellington Phoenix announce Portuguese midfielder earlier this Arvo. Doesn't look like anything else has come through yet. But yeah, Brisbane Roar about an hour ago on the socials did tease a transfer deadline day signing. 7:19 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, 6:19 Queensland time. So wonder how late they're leaving it. Brisbane Roar. G'day, Cameron. Cameron says Redmayne should start the cup comps. Yeah, we do sometimes see that, don't we? Where teams will rotate the goalkeepers. And yeah, we might have thought that maybe Redmayne would have gotten a look in here, considering it was a different comp. Caceres on the ball, crossing, and it'll be a corner. Raw announcing someone. Yep, indeed. Cameron says, can't believe Riley Brownlee isn't signed by anyone. Was with Raw, Riley Brownlee. Yeah, actually, did he? I swear I saw something a few weeks back that he was being signed somewhere in England. Ryland Brownlee, yeah, an exciting young player who we saw feature a little bit for Brisbane last season. I remember we saw rumours about him maybe heading to an English club. If you guys know where he's headed, let us know. Any victory signings? Nothing to report at the moment. Melbourne Victory did announce the signing of Lachlan Jackson earlier on in the transfer window, which is a good signing. Jackson, formerly of Brisbane Roar, formerly of Newcastle Jets, now at Melbourne Victory. A good signing just to strengthen their depth at the back. Obviously, Melbourne Victory saw the departure of Jason Guerrier earlier on this season. Owen, good to see you here as well, Owen. Always tuning into our live streams. Good to see. Garen Kowal is taking his time to join, says Owen. Yeah, for those who aren't aware, plenty of chat, plenty of rumours surrounding Garen Kowal, linked with a move to Macarthur SC on loan from Newcastle United. Hasn't been announced. And Macarthur have been busy. They've signed a few players in the last couple of weeks in this transfer window. So with those signings, I just wonder whether maybe the Gehring move isn't going to happen. But I don't know. It's just my own speculation there. But we'll keep an eye on it. Hey, it'd be great to see him back in the A-League. That's for sure. Joe Lolly, Corey Holman with a back heel. Klamala can't get it away from his feet. Sydney FC starting to control things a little bit more, pushing high up the pitch. Won 101 passes so far, according to the broadcast for Sydney FC. Passing accuracy is at 82% for the Sky Blues as the cross comes in from Courtney Perkins. It was Crystal Palace. I had a feeling it was Crystal Palace. Did they sign him, Ryland Brownlee? Would have just been to their academy, I guess. Yeah. Waheem in the box. Anas Waheem. Great chance. Lolly. Can't control. So 22 minutes into this match, 0-0 between Sydney FC and Bangkok United. Appreciate you guys joining the live stream tonight. Hit the like button to support the channel. You can also consider sending in a super chat. Got a few videos coming out over the last couple of days. Put out a review of Mariners game last night. Of course, Central Coast Mariners. Unfortunately, another loss in the Asian Champions League Elite for the Mariners, 2-1. Against Johor Darul Tazim from Malaysia. But it was a chaotic game, I'll tell you what. I was there, of course, for the match. And red card to our goalkeeper. 3 injury concerns. It was a brave effort from the Mariners, man. It was a brave effort. And we were not too far away from drawing it, which would have been, a great achievement. considering the circumstances. Of course, Mariners can unfortunately no longer qualify for the knockout phase of the Champions League Elite. But my review for that is out right now. G'day, Nama. Welcome to the live stream. Lotta says the goal's coming. Well, they're getting close to Sydney FC. They are creating the opportunities. And they are looking dangerous when they get forward. Bangkok United have had a couple openings, it should be said. Cameron asks, Auschamp thoughts for the second division. I put together a dedicated video talking about it earlier today, which you can check out on the channel. But very excited that it's getting, moving forward. Things are being made official, which is great to see. Personally, not a fan of the name. That's just my own take. But, I'm not going to get caught up over that. Excited for the competition to be getting ahead, and hopefully the first edition is successful, and hopefully it continues to expand in years to come. And I don't mind that they're taking sort of the slow approach. They want to make sure this thing works. Yeah. Another new signing. That's right, Nama. What are your thoughts on Josh Laws to Western Sydney Wanderers? Again, a decent signing. A bit similar to sort of, I guess, Jackson to Melbourne Victory. I think just another signing to strengthen things at the back for Wanderers. We know Jeong Tae Wook has been out with injury for a little while. I don't know when he's returning. He's been out for a little while, hasn't he? So Josh Law's coming in to just provide a bit more depth in that area, which I think they needed. So I think it's a smart move, and a guy who's got A-League experience as well. Josh Laws was at Wellington Phoenix not too long ago. Raw news signing. Cameron has just updated us. Of course, it's deadline day in the A-League men's. We'll see if there's any last-minute signings. And yep, Asuma Abubakar has signed for Brisbane Roar. Breaking news right now on the live stream. Thanks for that, Cameron, for bringing that up. What was new signing? Asuma Abubakar, Portuguese, 27-year-old former Portuguese youth international from Grasshopper Club in Zurich, which is the club of that Nestor Kund is currently at, funnily enough. Signing for the remainder of the season. Brisbane did announce a couple departures. I believe it was Nacer Acosta and Alex Parsons. They departed the club, did they not? I hope I'm getting that right from memory. So there we go. Sort of a replacement winger. A new option there for Brisbane Roar. Asuma Abubakar, 27-year-old winger. Interesting. Gladys's Grasshopper doing a clear out. Owen says, I don't like the format of the championship. I'd rather a league instead of a cup. Yeah, I mean, I think we all would. But yeah, look, if this is what it's going to take just to sort of get it up and going, yeah, I'm happy for anything. It's all about the long-term game here, especially in Australian football, where we have to sort of really work together and, make sure things are working. We don't have the infrastructure and the money just to be going all out. So I'm right with you, Owen. I think we would all, want like a fully fledged league, as Joe Lolly's shot is blocked. And I'm sure we will get that in years to come. We might have to settle for like just format for maybe the first few years. We don't know. But hey, we just have to get behind it, dude. We have to get behind it. We have to make some noise about it. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how it works as Klamala almost gets a shot off. We have to see how it works in regards to lining up. Obviously, it's happening around the start of the A-League season, October till December, the Australian Championship. So, but obviously they're two separate competitions. I don't know if this was a new piece of information. I think it was, because I don't remember them announcing it last year. But they did say that there's going to be an Australian Championship final, which will be played in early December. So that's cool. And hopefully they announce a date for that in the near future, and that can sort of be highlighted as a key date in the Australian football calendar, because it'd be exciting. Be cool, man. Cameron says Liam Reddy, goalkeeper coach for the Young Socceroos. Yes, I did see that. Posted on the socials earlier this evening. What else are we saying here? Great to see all of you joining us in the live chat for tonight's stream. Almost half an hour into Sydney FC's clash with Bangkok United. Round of 16. Asian Champions League 2. Hit like on this live stream to support the channel. And if you're not subscribed yet, consider doing so. Back on the live streams, we were live for the Sydney derby on the weekend, which was a fun one, dude, of course. I hope you all enjoyed the Sydney derby on the weekend. 3-3. One of the all-time great derbies. Nama asks, how isn't Zadkovic sacked yet? Oh, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Ruben Zadkovic, I think he should have been sacked a couple months ago when they lost to Perth Glory at home. I thought that result was unacceptable. Look, at this rate, I don't think he'll receive the sack this season at all, regardless of what happens. Yes, they did defeat Sydney a few weeks ago, but yeah, man, they've been subpar all season pretty much. Oh, here's a chance for Sydney. Waheem, nice play. Klamala, edge of the box. Oh, is that a pen? Oh, Klamala's gone down. The referee's not interested. Dude. Klamala's still down here. He's in pain. He's holding his foot. He's holding his foot, but we're gonna need another look at this. Looks like a pen, says Lotto. Here we go. So half an hour in. This is a crucial moment in this match. The replays. It was a nice move. Waheem winning the ball. Klamala. Oh, I mean, it was. I don't think that's a pen. I don't think that's a pen, dude. There's contact there. Is it? The defender's sort of gotten in the way of the shooting action, I guess. It depends how you want to look at it. Klamala's just gone to shoot the ball and Klamala's kicked the leg of the other player. Marcus reckons it's a pen. Now, dude, I should know this, but do they have VAR for these games? I don't know if they do. I don't think they do. They have VAR in the Asian Champions League Elite. I'm going to do a quick Google search. Do they have VAR in the ACL too? Because I don't think they do. I don't think they do. Okay, I've just looked it up. It's on Sydney FC's website. There is VAR. On Sydney FC's website, I've just found it. It says VAR will now be in use for the remainder of the tournament, with this previously only standing for the AFC Champions League Elite. All decisions will be reviewed by a team of VAR officials and a pitch side monitor, used if necessary. Okay, so there is VAR. There is VAR in use for this match. Appreciate Sydney FC letting the public know that. There we go. So VAR has decided that was not a clear and obvious error, and I got to agree. It's one of those ones where, like, again, it just depends how you look at it. It's like, did the defender sort of get in the way of the shooting motion? For me, if I'm swaying more of the way of no pen. I think Klamala's just, incidentally kicked the leg of the opponent there in a shooting action. Leo Sena goes down. Free kick, Sydney in a great position. Surely a booking too. Sena's just been taken out on the edge of the box. Great chance here for Sydney. Connor here says, this is my first time being in this live stream. Connor, welcome. I'm glad you found the channel. And hope you enjoy it. Marcus asks, Lockie, what is your top 6 come the end of the season? Ooh, I'd love to be biased and say that Mariners finish in the top 6. Look, I think Auckland and Adelaide finished top 2. I think that's it. I think they've been a cut above the rest. Everyone else has just been struggling for consistency. Auckland and Adelaide have been phenomenal. I think Auckland will win the premiership. I think, they've been great. And their defense is unreal. So I reckon Auckland will win the premiership. Championship is open for anyone, obviously. In terms of the other 4 spots in the top 6, if I had to give you those options now, I think maybe Victory 3rd. I think City will play finals. I think they have been good for most of this season. Melbourne City, that is. I think Western United will be there. So I think all three Melbourne teams will be in the top 6 this year. And then when it comes to the final spot, I think we're looking at Macarthur. We're looking at Sydney. Wonder. I mean, I don't think it's biased to say I feel like Mariners are a chance to make finals ahead of Wanderers. I've been pretty positive about Mariners despite us not getting the results. But anyway, Waheen's free kick parried away by the keeper and cleared away. Straight at the keeper, Waheen. Pretty routine save for the keeper. G'day, Lumpy Custard. Great name. Out of the loop lately, is this a strong Sydney squad? Mostly, it's been a bit... they are missing a few players. No Alexander Popovich, who they have secured on a permanent deal. Who else is missing for Sydney FC? Not too much else, to be honest. Obviously, Hayden Matthews made a move to Portsmouth earlier on in the window. Quick scroll down to the bench here. This has come from Google. New signing Alex Grant is on the bench tonight. They've also got Adrian Segicic there, who should make an impact. Douglas Costa, keep an eye on him. Could make an impact in the second half as well. And some exciting young talent as well on the bench for Sydney FC tonight. Google has Bangkok United playing in a 4-3-3 formation tonight. Sydney FC in their usual 4-2-3-1. Owen, I believe you're talking about the VAR. Is that right, Owen? Saying they didn't have it at last year's Macarthur v Mariners game. Last year they didn't have it, VAR. Yeah, perhaps it's a new thing. Appreciate that, Lotto, as well. Checking for me as well, confirming that they do indeed have VAR for this game. Gaming Bean is here as well. Is he here? Hope everyone is enjoying your weeks so far. So, only about 10 minutes till halftime. Corner for Sydney, Waheen. Second corner of the game for the Sky Blues. Delivery's a bit low. Klamala's near post header goes wide. Lumpy says, shame Alex Grant didn't come back to Perth. Yeah, I remember when Sydney FC announced the signing, I did see a lot of comments from Perth fans being disappointed that he did not return to Perth. Obviously, Perth have made a few recent defensive signings. Tommy Machella signed a couple months ago. Tasmota Kudus is there now as well. So Alex Grant, who was obviously part of that Perth Glory team that made the grand final in 2019, that was, and won the premiership. It's a great signing for Sydney. I mean, is it perfect signing for Sydney because they needed just a solid, experienced player in defense. Yeah. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him come on in the second half, get some minutes. He didn't feature in the derby on the weekend, but yeah. I mean, Sydney's backline has just been chaotic. I mean, that's the thing that's really let Sydney down this season. Like, Sydney was set up to succeed. If you guys watched my ladder prediction earlier on, just before the season started, I called Sydney to finish top, and that was looking at their squad and the depth that they had as well and the quality. I was like, this team's capable of success, man. But defensively, it's just been just a shambles, really. They've changed a lot up in defense and in the goalkeeping position as well. But you look at the top half of the pitch, and it's like, some great players. Like Klamala's been a great striker for them this year. Costa, Waheen, Caceres, Segicic, like there's some classy players. Kaczarski off the bench. Joe Lolly, here's a chance. Klamala fires wide. Another good opportunity for Sydney FC. Lolly maybe should have shot himself there. Unselfish to Klamala. And Sydney FC. Again, good opportunity. Unable to take the lead yet. A lot of saying, yeah, we've been poor in the backline since Wilco retired. They have the last few years they have been shaky. You're probably right there, Lotto. They haven't really sort of managed to find a really sort of solid backline. And that's why Sydney FC have maybe struggled. They haven't struggled in recent years, but there's been some inconsistency. Look, we shouldn't forget Sydney FC have been one game away from the grand final for the last couple seasons. Knocked out by the Mariners last season in the semis. They were knocked out by Melbourne City the year prior to that as well in the semifinals. Like, they've been there, but they haven't necessarily been leading the way at the top of the table, which is really where they should be. Like a team like Sydney FC who are able to attract stars like Douglas Costa. Like, they should really be doing better than they do, than they have been doing. Yeah. Hunter here. Here we go. Hunter's dropped a nice little fact here. If Sydney and West Sydney Wanderers don't make finals this season, it'll be the first time since 21-22 that both teams have missed out on the finals. And every other year, one of the two teams have. There you go. Fun fact. As Caceres' shot goes wide for a corner. There you go. Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago, they met each other in the finals. They were played in an elimination final. I was there for that one. And I think we did a match day vlog for that one too, a couple of years ago at Combank Stadium. Joe Lolly, long range. That wasn't too far away. Joe Lolly going for his signature, cut in on the left boot, try and curl it for the top corner effort. He really had to get some whip on that and just didn't get enough. Didn't get enough curl. A little bit too much elevation on that one too, hey? G'day, Matty. Good to see you here. Matt James says, come on, Sydney. So, not too long till halftime. Hit the like button on the stream. Support the channel. If you're passionate about helping grow football in Australia, that's what we're doing here, man. The game doesn't get that much coverage, unfortunately, when it comes to mainstream media. So supporting the fans, make some noise about it. And this is a big game tonight for Sydney FC. Round of 16 in the Asian Champions League 2. Central Coast Mariners won this competition last year. They went all the way. Won the final. Completing the treble for the Mariners. Sydney FC. Can they achieve a similar feat? Of course. A long way to go. But if they can hold the advantage in this first leg, it'll be a great start to the knockout phase. 4 wins and 2 losses in the group stage for Sydney. Those 2 losses coming against Japanese side Sanfrecce Hiroshima, which, to be fair, was always going to be a tough test, as Harrison Devonish Mears has come a long way to claim the ball, and Sydney FC give it away. G'day, sports fan. Do you follow European football? I do a little bit, not as much as Australian football, of course. For those who are unaware, I am a Spurs fan. And all I say is I'm a Spurs fan, and I don't want to talk about it. No, it's fine. You can ask me questions about it if you want, but still backing Ange. Still backing Ange, man. Anyway, Cameron says need a win for Australia's coefficient in Asia. Yep. Hey, I always get confused about how it works, but that's right. Basically, for those who don't know, like, it's important that our teams perform well in these Asian competitions. It means we rise up the coefficient. And if I'm not mistaken, right, like if we rise up the coefficient, like, it means there's a chance of us getting more teams in these competitions in future years. You know? Of course, Sydney FC qualified for the Asian Champions League 2 this season by winning the Australia Cup 2023, which feels like a long time ago. But that's how it works. Of course, MacArthur FC won the Australia Cup 2024. So they have qualified for the Asian Champions League 2 next season. MacArthur SC, they were also in the competition. They were in the Asian Champions League 2, formerly known as AFC Cup last year, and were knocked out by fellow A-League teams, the Ghost Mariners, in the knockouts. Poor you. That's right. Yeah. Owen says, did you see the City game this morning? I assume you mean to... I assume you're referring to the European UEFA Champions League, which did see... I saw the highlights. Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 3. Big game in world football, of course. Two of the biggest clubs on the globe. Matt says, Sydney have to stop playing from the back. We get caught every time. Plenty going on today in Australian football. The Australian Championship was announced. The official name of the second-tier competition in Australia. It is transfer deadline day in the A-League men's. And we've also got the Young Socceroos kicking off later tonight as well. A lot's happening, so stick around at halftime. We're going to be talking about all that good stuff and more. And if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to send them in at halftime in just a moment. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build a community of like-minded football fans, passionate about growing the beautiful game in Australia. We haven't had a goal in this first half, but Bangkok United are on the attack down the left. Sky Blues getting numbers back now. Dangerous play on the left. That's Zivkovic there for Bangkok United. Long-range effort. Goes high and wide. So, Sydney FC have certainly... they've been on top. They've probably been the better side overall. Couple decent chances. They haven't dominated necessarily. Bangkok United have had their moments. G'day, Timmy, who says, good evening, Lockie, and the community here. Good evening, Timmy. Good to see you here as always. Owen says, excited for that comp next year, as long as the Mariners aren't in it. I think we'll have a good chance, of course, Owen referring to that Asian Champions League 2 campaign for MacArthur FC, which will kick off later this year, of course. 25-26 season. Isn't it crazy, dude? I'm still not used to the fact that this year is 2025. Like, it sounds so futuristic, you know what I mean? 2025. 2025. 1 minute added on. So Sydney FC. One final chance, perhaps. Can't get the cross in. It's been a decent half for the Sky Blues. Kalamala with a couple opportunities. Joe Lolly looking dangerous in the wide areas. Joe Lolly in behind on the right. I mean, how much time's being added on here? We are 30 seconds past the allotted time. I don't know why we're still playing. They just had the 1 minute added on, but we are still going on in this half. Lolly. Sydney going to do something here now. Lolly loses it. And that's halftime, folks. So 0-0 at the break. Sydney FC looking to take the advantage in the first leg. They've created some good chances, but still looking for the opener. Bangkok United have looked impressive on the counter-attack as well. What do you guys make of that half so far? TJ Penno's here. G'day, Lockie. G'day, TJ. Good menu on the football this evening. Go Sydney. That's right. That's right. Blinkers here says, really hoping to see Costa and Segacic ASAP. They need a goal for their possession. Yep. Hey, let's have a look at the stats from that first half, shall we? Hit the refresh. Jumping on Google here to hopefully pull up the stats. So, stats here from Google indicate that Sydney have had 11 shots, but only 2 of those on target. Sky was going to try and do a little bit better when it comes to finding the goal. 65% possession for Sydney FC. Pass accuracy at 87% is okay. Just the 3 efforts for Bangkok United, yet to find the target. 4 corners for Sydney FC. So they have had some opportunities as the rain is beginning to fall at Allianz Stadium. So, Sky Blues. Heading the right direction, but maybe going to try and do a little bit better to break the deadlock. Looking at the bench as well, Blinkist just mentioned Costa and Segicic. Yep, they need those guys. If I'm Ufuk Talay, I am throwing Segicic onto that field ASAP. Alex Grant, I would not be surprised if he makes an appearance in the second half. Chance for his first minutes in a Sky Blues jersey. Joel King could maybe make an impact as well. Defender, left back. Some exciting young players as well. Kamijo, Kaczowski, Middleton's there. Joe Lacey's there. Alfaro, Williams, Will Kennedy's there also. So a strong contingent of young players set to feature for Sydney FC. Potentially. All right, so later this evening, we've also got the Young Socceroos in action. That game is kicking off in just under half an hour, in fact. I believe that game is also available to watch on 10 Play for everyone in Australia, which means it's free to watch. Free to watch in Australia, which is awesome. Anthony Carter, do you think Anthony Carter deserves a call-up to the Socceroos? Sorry, Tanley, I've got your question here. Do you think Anthony Carter deserves a call-up to the Socceroos? I'll be honest, I haven't been watching Anthony Carter too closely this season, but I have heard that he's been doing all right. Let me do a quick Google search for you, mate. Anthony Carter. He wasn't MacArthur SC a couple of years ago. I do remember that. Anthony Carter, a quick Google search is showing me that he scored 12 goals in 21 games. He's currently at FC Alversa. 30 years of age. Look, the striker position for the Socceroos is a very competitive one. It's very hard to break into that area of the pitch. I don't know if Carter will get in there. To be fair, there's probably just some young strikers who might get the look in, man. We've obviously got sort of, you've got Yengi in that department. You've got Duke. You've got Taggart, who's always, a chance to make the squad as well. Even like someone like Jamie McLaren or Jason Cummings, who are, getting good game time in India, might even make a return. We'll see. Hunter says, not sure if you heard, but Jamie Young has joined NPL Victoria's Dandenong Thunder after he announced he'd left City. I did see that, yes. Good pick up for the NPL Victoria club. Jamie Young, obviously, that was a big announcement from Melbourne City earlier on in the window. Jamie Young has left Melbourne City, so now playing NPL Victoria football. Jamie Young, dude, I did want to, I was almost going to make a dedicated video talking about it because I think he deserves it, dude. This is a guy who spent some time at Brisbane Roar, at Western United, won a championship with Western United, and now at Melbourne City this past season. This is a guy who, at the peak of his power, in prime form, he was the best goalkeeper in the A-League. He really was. He was fantastic. And I remember in that season when Western United won the championship, dude, he was unreal. He made some phenomenal saves in that run to the championship for the Green and Black that year. So, fantastic A-League career for Jamie Young. And we wish him all the best. Ashton, g'day Ashton, asks our thoughts on the red card to the Mariners keeper. It probably was a red card. I mean, if you look at the replay, though, there were some defenders sort of in line, but I mean, he's made contact with an opposition player. He's come out. It's just an error of judgment there from Parech Cullen, unfortunately, I think, and it probably was a fair call in the end. Last night was a chaotic night, man. My review for that game is up on the channel if you want to check it out. Mariners 2-1 loss in the Asian Champions League Elite last night. I'll tell you what. Let's pull up in a moment the lineup for the Young Socceroos who are in action tonight. Really excited about this Young Socceroos group, man. If you haven't seen the squad, there's plenty of A-League players in the squad. I always enjoy watching the under-23s, the under-20s when they're in action because it's an opportunity for these young guys to represent Australia, huge opportunity for them. And plenty of A-League players in the squad tonight. That game is kicking off at 8:15 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, which is not too far away, about 20 minutes. All right. So let's pull up the starting 11 tonight for the Young Socceroos. Here's a look at it. Decent team there. You've got Stephen Hall starting in goals, who was formerly at Adelaide United. I believe he's now over at Brighton and Hove Albion. Esposito is wearing the captain's armband. Esposito has been playing his football over in Italy at the moment. Kikianis has been having a great season at Adelaide United, is starting alongside him. Taladira, left back from Adelaide United, is there as well. Okon Engsler, defensive midfielder. You've got Daniel Benny. Obviously, Daniel Benny was at Perth Glory last season, now at QPR in the English Championship. Johnny Yole and Jovanovic, a couple more Adelaide players. And then you've got Battleado starting in there as well. Interesting to see Battleado starting. Yeah, he's had very, very limited game time at Wanderers this season. Jalen Pearman's in there as well as Musa Toure. So you've got a lot of either current or former Adelaide players, right? You've got Kikianis, Taladira, Yole and Jovanovic, 4 current Adelaide players. And then, if I'm not mistaken, you've got Hall, Toure, other former Adelaide players as well. You've got 6 past or present Adelaide players in the starting 11 tonight for the Young Socceroos. Timmy says, very strong side for Australia. Do you know much about Australia's opposition tonight? No, Kyrgyz Republic. Can't say I do. So it's a bit of an unknown for Australia. Owen says, why is Delhi not starting? By far the best midfielder out of them all. Of course, Franz Delhi of MacArthur SC. Let's have a look at the bench right now, in fact. Sarah is there, Quintal of Sydney FC. Robinson, Harrington, Lisoletsky, Randazzo's there, Delhi, Hoofslip, Agosti Bosniak, Mehmeti, Bagaria. Plenty of names from A-League clubs there. You could come off the bench. It'll be interesting to see what formation. I mean, we'd love to hear from you guys. What formation do we expect this Australian team to play? It's a curious one. You'd imagine it might be sort of like a 4-4-2. Jovanovic and Toure perhaps as the strikers. Jovanovic and Toure. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it exactly how they like. It might even be a back 3 potentially for the Young Socceroos tonight. Trevor Morgan deploying this starting 11. But of course, really excited for the tournament, man. For those who don't know, Australia need to make the semi-finals of the this Asian Cup, under-20 Asian Cup, if they want to qualify for the under-20 World Cup, which we haven't done. So 2013 was the last time we featured at an under-20 World Cup. So it's been some time. So that game is kicking off in about 15 minutes' time. So we will be focusing on the Sydney FC game, the second half, which will be getting underway shortly. We will be focusing on it, but we'll also be keeping an eye on what's happening in the Young Socceroos game as well. Owen says, I have never trusted Oliver Randazzo to play for MacArthur since that awful sub appearance against Adelaide. That was a bit of an unfortunate appearance, unfortunate for Randazzo. But aside from that, he has showed some decent moments here and there off the bench for the Bulls. Blinkers here says keen to see Okon play. Never seen him much personally, but his dad was a damn gun in his prime. Of course, Paul Okon, a former Socceroo, former Central Coast head coach as well. I remember when was it? 16, 17, around that time. Paul Okon was head coach of the Socceroos. Sorry, not the Socceroos. Head coach of the Central Coast Mariners in some of the years where the Mariners were struggling. Ashton, going back to that red card discussion in regards to Perech Cullens, asking how Mitch Langerak not got a red card, if that is a red card. Ashton, I assume you're referring to that incident in the Victory Jets game on the weekend when Langerak collected a Jets attacker. That's probably a fair point. Yeah. I mean, thinking back to it, that probably should have been a red card as well, I guess. Yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head. I remember it happening, but I can't remember exactly what how the situation looked. But yeah, Langerak did make a bit of a contact, didn't he? So yeah. Tunley here says, I'm excited for Trientis' his form. Yeah, he's been in great form this season. Nectar Trientis, another former Central Coast Mariner who is tearing it up overseas at Hibernian this season. He's been doing very, very well and receiving a lot of calls to get a Socceroos call up. And I tell you what, he's probably not far away. I mean, if he's playing regularly, and this is a guy as well who's sort of really evolved his game in the last couple of years. He was he was playing centre back for the Mariners when they won the championship in 2013, which is where this jersey behind me comes from, 2023. Did I say 2013 just then? I meant 2023. Trientis was a centre back, now playing sort of a defensive midfield role for Hibernian, I believe, and doing pretty well in that department. And he provides something different. Like Trientis is tall, he's strong, and might be what the Socceroos need just to provide a bit of grit to that Socceroos midfield. Like he could maybe partner someone like he could maybe partner someone like a McGree or an Irvine in that Socceroos midfield, or a Connor Metcalf perhaps in that Socceroos midfield. So yeah, man, it's been good, eh? We've got some comments coming in regarding the Langerak red card. Well, potential red card from the weekend. The reason he says the reason Langerak didn't get sent off is because it was in the box. As a ref myself, if it's a foul inside the box, no red card penalty. But outside the box, it should be a red card and no pen. Tarnley as well. He says it's a great point Tarnley makes. The Socceroos have been missing a great number 6 since Jedinak. I agree with you, Tarnley. I agree with you. Yeah, it feels that way. Hey, I mean, we remember Mile Jedinak, absolute legend. Again, another former Central Coast Mariner. Was a rock in defensive midfield for the Socceroos. And look, Trientis, like I'm a huge Nectar Trientis fan, and I will say right now, this guy has the potential. Potential is the key word here. This guy has the potential to be the next Mile Jedinak, to be that strong, solid defensive midfielder who's just reliable, who will clean things up. And again, maybe that's what the Socceroos have been missing in recent years. And Tarnley raises the point there. Since Jedinak, we haven't really had that guy. Our defensive midfield, we've got Bacchus in there, O'Neill, like a rate cars, but Trientis will bring something different. He's a stronger player, and we love him. So yeah. Hey folks, both teams are back on the pitch for the second half. Sydney FC, we'll keep an eye on whether there's been any changes. We were speculating at the end of the first half as to whether there would be any alterations. Can Sydney FC take the advantage in the first leg? Or will they have to wait until next week away in Thailand? Of course, 2 legs. Don't forget, everyone, 2 legs. This round of 16 Thai. But look, I'll tell you what, it could be a really tricky encounter away in Thailand next week for Sydney FC. I think Joe Lolly's just gone down hurt on the sideline there. Anyway, the second half is underway. Lotto says, Lotto says we score all our goals at this end. Of course, this was the end where Sydney FC made their miraculous comeback in the derby on the weekend. Doesn't look like we've had any changes from the Sky Blues. I think if we can expect any changes to come on, it's probably Alex Grant, Segicic, and Costa. Those are the three probably most likely changes. I mean, credit to Bangkok United as well. I think overall, the away team have done a good job of, for the most part, nullifying Sydney. Like, the Sydney have had their chances, but limiting Sydney to only 2 shots on target is all right, eh? Waheem with a corner early on in the second half. Short option utilized. Corey Holman swinging it in. Nice little. It was from the training ground, wasn't it? That move from the corner. Looking to go short. Didn't work out. Waheem with a bit of space here. Corny Perkins. Good chance here for Sydney. Just coming unstuck again. I really like Anis Waheem. He shows a lot of promise. Well, here comes Bangkok United the other way. Great opportunity. Oh, it's gone down. And it's a pen, surely. Devon Ishmeez with the card, and it's a penalty for Bangkok United. Only a yellow. Oh, my goodness. Harrison Devon Ishmeez mistiming the challenge. Great release from Bangkok United. We've seen it a lot this season. Sydney FC commit the numbers forward, and then they get caught out. Yep. It's a pen, man. It's a pen. Marcus says Redders should 100% start. Another error. Another error from Harrison Devonish-Mears. And Bangkok United with a golden opportunity here to take the lead. You can see the away fans behind the goal there. Devonish-Mears. Can he make a miraculous save here? Penalty time. Bangkok United. Great chance here. Oh, it's in. It's a goal. Bangkok United score. Devonish-Mears guessed the right way, but could not keep it out. And the away team have the lead. Sydney FC trail at home in the round of 16. Wow, dude. Against the run of play, indeed, Marcus. I mean, Sydney made a bright start to the second half again, didn't they? Oh, the player even slipped too. It was Zivkovic, wasn't it, who took the penalty? He slipped as well, taking the shot. Still, it was a really nicely taken penalty, dude. It was low, it was wide. Devonish-Mears, he went down for it. He saw it the right way. But considering the direction that it went in, the accuracy of the penalty, it was always going to be difficult to stop. So Bangkok United with a lead. Looking to get on the attack again here. The away team just comes unstuck. But Sydney FC trail once again. And we can see on the sideline, Sydney FC currently preparing a couple of players to come on. Waheem's taken off the ball. No foul according to the ref. You get a sense that maybe the intensity's just lifted a little bit from the Sky Blues. Klamala has the ball. Joe Lolly back to Klamala. Heavy touch. Gives away the ball. Oh, boy. Owen, I believe you can watch the Young Socceroos on 10 Play. On 10 Play, if I'm not mistaken. And that game, folks, is going to kick off in about 5 minutes. Bangkok United on the attack again here. Left-footed strike goes wide. Wow, man. Wow, chaotic last few minutes here. Bangkok United with the lead now from the penalty spot. Hunter asks, has there been any news on the 14th A-League team? Feel like that it won't be here in time for next season, or can it be basically announced at the start of last season, if I remember right? Yeah, there hasn't been anything for a while, unfortunately, Hunter, which is a shame. I think, look, I remember there was a lot of talk last year that Canberra was, definitely was set to sort of be the next team. I remember at one point in time that was almost a hope that Canberra were going to be in the A-League this season. The men's team, of course. Didn't happen. And yeah, that's the concern, Hunter. Hey, I mean, we are in February now. We are 8 months out from the start of the next A-League men's season. And no Canberra men's team. So it is looking a bit unlikely at this stage, considering that we just haven't really heard or seen anything about it. Three players getting ready to come on for Sydney. Waheem. Lolly just loses it. There's been a little bit of sloppiness from Sydney's attacking players in this game, hasn't there? It's coming unstuck at crucial times. So, Sydney FC with some changes here. Corey Holman's coming off the pitch. Segicic coming on. Zach De Jesus is coming off as well. Douglas Costa is also entering the field. The Brazilian winger is on. We'll keep an eye on who else came off for Sydney. It was Joe Lolly. Interesting one there. Joe Lolly's off. Joe Lolly is off. So I'll tell you what, those are some aggressive substitutions. Bringing off Holman and Segicic is on. So Caceres looks like he's dropping a little bit deeper. Waheem appears to be still playing a role on the left-hand side. Costa's floating around the middle. Segicic looks like he's over on the right. And Joel King, well, Joel King's playing right back again. This is the bizarre move from Ufuk Taylor. We saw this in the Big Blue a few weeks ago. Joel King playing it right back as Segicic's dangerous cross is cleared. So it's a bit of a weird one. You've got Joel King, who's naturally left back. He's now playing right back. Especially bizarre considering you've got Ryan Grant at centre back, who is a natural right back. And you've got someone like Courtney Perkins on the field, who has spent a lot of time playing centre back as well. So you could really sort of chop and change that Sydney backline quite a lot. But Joel King has slotted in at right back in place of De Jesus. Cameron says that apparently Segicic has 6 months left on his contract. Yeah, I believe that's right. So if I'm Sydney FC, I'm doing everything possible to try and lock Segicic down to a contract. Because if they're going to sell him on, they want to make sure they get some sort of fee for him. Ruddo here as well. G'day, Ruddo. Says, amazing Canberra. I haven't ever had a men's team in the A-League. Yeah, like it seems like the obvious sort of next step, especially considering that there's been a pretty successful women's team for a long time in the A-League women's. As Courtney Perkins fires over the bar. So it makes sense as well, just to sort of, round things out as well. We've got the Canberra side and the women's, and hopefully we see women's teams at Macarthur and Auckland in the near future. And for the men's side as well, hopefully we get a Canberra team. So yeah, surely it's going to happen soon enough. Surely. But yeah, nothing. We unfortunately haven't heard much lately. Lotto here asks, should have Canberra and Wollongong Wolves instead of Macarthur? Oh, sorry, saying should have been Canberra and Wollongong Wolves instead of Macarthur and West United. Yeah, look, a lot of people feel that way. Hey, I'd love to see both Wollongong and Canberra in the A-League. We got what we got. We got what we got. Yeah, I probably agree. I probably would have preferred to see Wollongong rather than Macarthur. I think Wollongong, slightly different market. I mean, obviously, whereas Macarthur, sort of a little bit. Obviously, we can debate Sydney geography, but you could consider the Macarthur area to sort of be a part of the Western Sydney Wanderers sort of region. But look, it is a growing area of Sydney down there in the southwest, and they've got their own team. And I'm sure Macarthur will continue to grow in years to come. Western United, I'm optimistic about their future, man. I do like Western United being in the league. They represent the West of Victoria, large area, and we love the plans that they have for their stadium, and we're going to make sure we hold them accountable to it, man. The fans going to make sure they, we expect this stadium to happen, because I think originally it was, I can't remember the exact timeline when they first announced it, but I think they're probably hoping to have the stadium built, around about now, right? Obviously, the pandemic didn't help things. And hopefully we do see Western United's full, proper stadium in the years to come. What I will say, though, I mean, I know Macarthur and Western, receive a bit of, a lot of banter around those clubs and sort of people questioning their existence. We should not forget both teams have won trophies. Macarthur have won 2 Australia Cups. Western United have won an A-League championship. So that's it's nothing to. That's something worth pointing out. I think like both teams have been competitive on the pitch. Cameron says their academy's making great players. Hunter says Auckland are supposed to have their women's side in the 25-26 season. That's the plan, at least. Yep. And hey, they seem to be a pretty well-run club, so you'd expect them to be on track with that. So it'd be great to see if Auckland get their women's team up and running next season. Douglas Costa through to Segicic. Segicic, great chance. And there it is. This guy is inevitable. Adrian Segicic. Dude, I've been screaming it. Give him more minutes, because when he's on the field, he scores. Sydney 1-1. And it's that combination again that earned a point in the Sydney derby on the weekend. Costa through. Segicic, a little bit sloppy at the back from Bangkok United. And it's a classy finish from Segicic. Dude, this guy is just inevitable. He scores goals when he's playing. I said it earlier. I said it in the first half. This kid is one of the brightest talents in Australian football right now. And on the hour mark, he brings Sydney level. What a star. He has to go to Europe, says Cameron. I mean, tell you what, off the basis of this season, there's going to be some big European clubs looking at Adrian Segicic, because this guy is just unreal, man. What a player. And Blinker says here, Costa to Segicic just works. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, like maybe Ufuk Talay is going to be questioning his own starting lineup, perhaps. Look, maybe the plan was to utilize those guys off the bench as impact players in the second half, but that's fantastic. Fantastic from Sydney. Costa to Segicic. Goal. So 1-1 past the hour mark. Bangkok United will be furious with that, man. That little mix-up at the back. They had the lead from the penalty spot, and Sydney draw level. And now Sydney, we know what happened on the derby, man. Sydney's comeback in that game. This goal might just be sort of the turning point for Sydney in this match to get them back on track. In other news, the young Socceroos have just kicked off their match in China. The young Socceroos taking on Kyrgyz Republic in the under-20 AFC Asian Cup. So we'll keep an eye on developments over there. Oh, have we already got a goal? Cameron, dude, you guys are our reporters here in the live chat. Cameron says 1-0. Luka, has Jovanovic scored already? I'm running out of screens, man. You guys are going to have to update me. You guys are going to have to update me when it comes to the other game. But Cameron's saying that we've already got a goal. Owen's reporting it as well. Australia have scored within a couple minutes. That's a great start for the young Socceroos. Marcus says here, A-League could be entering a new golden age. Anyone agree? I'd love to agree, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be positive about the A-League. A lot of reasons. A lot of reasons, dude. You look at the impact of Auckland FC. You look at the crowds that Adelaide are getting in the season they're having. You look at the crowd at the Sydney Derby on the weekend. You look at the young talent that's coming through. The fact that we've got a national second division coming through. I know it's not related to the A-League, but, you know, it helps to sort of complete the pyramid a little bit. The thing that I sort of think about as well when it comes to, you know, people talking about sort of the state of Australian football, like the A-League is still a very, very young competition, you know, relatively speaking. The A-League is still a very young competition. This thing's just going to take time to grow, man. And we just have to keep consistently supporting it. Get out there, get out to games, talk about it online. Come hang out in live streams like this, you know. If people see that there's all this noise being created about this beautiful game in Australia, more people are going to start getting behind it. Costa on the right. What an impact he's made already. And the delivery's delicious, and Courtney Perkins was not too far away. Love it, Owen. Owen says, I've got 3 screens to watch both games and your stream. Owen, love the setup, and appreciate you tuning into the live watch along, Owen, man. Appreciate it, as always. Letter says, I'm a year 1 Sydney FC member. It's gone through many peaks and troughs. That's right. Yeah. They certainly have enjoyed plenty of successful times, Sydney FC. The most successful A-League team when it comes to trophies, aren't they? $52. There you go. So, Luka Jovanovic scoring in the 5th minute for the young Socceroos. They have the lead in China. First group stage game for the young Socceroos tonight. Cameron here says Johnny Yull looking good in the under-20s. Really interesting. We'd love to hear from you guys. If you have an idea of what sort of formation they're playing, because that's the one thing I was particularly curious about, eh? Sydney FC, with plenty of time in this game, looking to make a comeback here and take the lead. Bangkok United with a penalty early on in the second half, and then Segicic scoring after coming off the bench. Possible chance here for Bangkok United as they stream forwards. Comes unstuck for them. Long ball for Klamala, a bit too heavy. Still can make a couple more substitutions, Sydney FC. Alex Grant is on the bench for them tonight. Yet to make his first appearance for the Sky Blues. New signing. Cameron says 4-2-4 for the Young Socceroos tonight. I'm just about to pull it up as well on we've got the phone. We've got the multi-screen set up here as well. So 1-0 for the Young Socceroos after 10 minutes in China. Meanwhile, Bangkok United making their first substitution of the game. TJ Penner here says the A-League players are representing so well at every level, and I'm happy to see it. Yeah, indeed. Owen also says, in regards to the Young Socceroos, looks like they're playing a 4-2-3-1 at times, possibly a 4-2-4. And Cameron says Musa Toure and Luke up top. You got the Adelaide United connection there. There we go. G'day, Matt. Matt asks, hey, Lockie, will Asuma Abubakar help Brisbane not finish last? Or is it their destiny? Hey, look, Abubakar, don't know too much about him. We'll get a good look at him soon, I'm sure, for Brisbane Roar. But I like the signing of another winger. I think they needed to sort of sign in that area. Because they have been a little bit toothless in attack. So hopefully he brings a bit of pace and some goals for Brisbane. And if he does do that, if he can try and make an instant impact to stay injury-free, I think there's a chance that maybe Brisbane Roar do escape the spoon. But at the moment, I'm surprised I'm saying this, but I do feel a little bit more optimistic about Perth. I feel like Perth are maybe just starting to get on the right track now. Whereas Brisbane Roar have let me down too many times this season. Like, I don't think anyone thought Brisbane Roar were going to be this bad this season. I didn't think Brisbane were going to play finals, but I didn't think they were going to be this bad. I thought they had a team that were more competitive than what they have been this year. So, look, will Abubakar help Brisbane not finish last? It's obviously very difficult to say at this point, but if you can try and stay injury-free. Because the other problem as well is, for... Like, that Brisbane signed Acosta, and he was just injured. He didn't get much game time. So they're going to try and these players got to, I say try and stay injury free. It's, everyone would want to stay injury free. But yeah. All good, Matt. Appreciate the question, though. Strong challenge from Kyle Shaw at the back. Well done by Senna. He just gives away the ball. 20 minutes left for Sydney FC. Now, what's happened here? Player's been stopped. Sydney FC players are not happy, and it's because there's a player down for Bangkok United, injured. Australia's under-20 team are 12 minutes into their match, 1-0 over Kyrgyz Republic. Goal coming from Adelaide United striker Luka Jovanovic. First group stage game tonight for the Young Socceroos. So we're keeping an eye on both games tonight. I've got the multi-screen set up. I've got the phone here. Keeping an eye on the Young Socceroos as we are multitasking. What time does the window close? Ask Owen. I believe it's midnight. And I would believe that would be Australian Eastern Daylight Time as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll keep an eye on whether there's going to be any more moves. Just today, we've had a couple signings. Brisbane Roar, Abubakar, as we were just talking about. Wellington Phoenix have also signed a Portuguese attacking midfielder. And I'll be honest, his name escapes me right now at this minute. If someone can remind me of the name of the Portuguese player that Wellington signed this Arvo, let me know in the live chat. I've forgotten his name. All that I remember is that he's a Portuguese attacking midfielder. I'll tell you what, good signing from Wellington, because I think they needed to sign a player in that department because they sort of were lacking that kind of player. They've got a bunch of sort of central midfielders, but no one who's a really sort of an out-and-out number 10. So this might provide that, hey. Owen says, I don't think Qual's joining. Oh, and the young Socceroos have just scored again, have they? Daniel Benny celebrating. Multi-screen setup. Thanks for that, Matt. Chico Geraldez to Wellington Phoenix. There we go. Another goal for the young Socceroos. Short pass into the box. Daniel Benny arriving late, and that's a good finish. Badalado with a cross initially. Sydney FC are also coming close to a goal here as well. Segicic. It's all action everywhere, folks. Costa. Center's backing up. Sydney FC looking dangerous, man. No shortage of action for Australian football fans tonight. Sydney FC in the round of 16 of the Asian Champions League 2. Young Socceroos kicking off their under-20 Asian Cup campaign. 2-goal lead after 15 minutes for the young Socceroos. Great start for Trevor Morgan's men. Thanks for that update as well, Cameron and Owen in the live chat. Appreciate you guys keeping us updated. There's a lot happening. We've got transfers. We've got football matches happening. Of course, earlier today, we had the announcement of the Australian Championship, the name for the new national second-tier competition here in Australia. Put together a video discussing that announcement, which you can check out on the channel. Matt here says, haven't seen it, but Perth will apparently sign someone last minute. Interesting. Perth have been busy this transfer window. A few players arriving. Lockie Wales, Tasmore Kudus. A couple of players from Japan. There's been a bit of movement there this season. Possession stats from the broadcast, 64% now for Sydney. Quick look at the stats here from Google. 15 shots for the Sky Blues, 5 shots for Bangkok United. Appreciate you guys joining us for this, what is a mega live watch along tonight. Hit the like button to support the stream. You can also consider sending through a super chat as Bangkok United have won the ball. Lea Senna's down hurt, but they're playing on. Devin Ishmael with the catch. So Lea Senna's down here and is not happy with the referee either. Thought it was a foul. The foul wasn't called. Oh, he's not happy at all. This is a pretty aggressive reaction. Lea Senna is bashing the turf in frustration here. Very aggressive reaction from the Brazilian midfielder. Not happy that the foul was not called. And tell you what, the replays show probably should have been a foul too. Look at the reaction from Senna, man. He is fuming with the referee. The referee did get that call wrong. It did look like it was a foul, but Lea Senna, I think he'll be all right. It's been a good signing for Sydney FC, hasn't he? Defensive midfielder, Brazilian. Just done a good job at controlling things in the middle of the park for Sydney. Started the season really, really well. He did miss a few games due to injury. Less than 15 minutes to go in this first leg of the round of 16 tie. Sydney FC, I'll tell you what, man. Sydney FC do not want to be in this position in the second leg where it's still all square. They want to have the advantage. Could well be a completely different match away in Thailand next week. Now we're going to be wrapping up the stream after the Sydney game, but I'll certainly be keeping an eye on the young Socceroos, that's for sure. Yeah, and I'm right with you there, Blinkers, who says was a foul in center's defense. Lotto says, what's the point of those shin guards? Yeah, dude, I always find it funny, eh? Like, it's just like a normal thing we see now. Like, a lot of the players just wear like the tiniest shin guards. You know, they barely provide any protection whatsoever. Segacic, that pass not quite right, but I like the idea. Sydney FC clearly with the intent to go for the win here. We can see now Bangkok United, they've sort of got 5 players strung across the back there. Strong defensive setup as Waheem trying to break through. He's worked really hard tonight, Anas Waheem. It's just, he's been good. Some of his moves just haven't quite worked out tonight. Courtney Perkins, short for Segacic. Loving the energy that Costa and Segacic have provided since coming off the bench. Costa, oh, that's a smart pass. Joel King, Caceres loses out. Free kick, no, play on. And that's a free kick for Sydney. So this game's starting to open up a little bit, isn't it? Feels like it's getting a little bit more chaotic too. Some more challenges flying in too. Segacic hits. Oh, this guy, dude. Oh my goodness me. What a goal. Adrian Segacic puts Sydney into the lead. And it's a cracking strike too. This dude. I mean, what can you say? This guy who we were screaming his praises before he even came onto the field. Here he is, again with an extraordinary impact. The ball short for Segacic. Finds the space. Poor defending from Bangkok United who backed off. And Segacic on the left. Finding the back of the net. Cracking goal. And as Porro says here, he might be him. The celebration too. I mean, this guy, dude, I was saying it before he came on, but this just confirms it. We are witnessing a truly special talent here. What a player. What a star. Sydney FC need to be signing him up to a huge contract. Wow. How many times have we seen this from Segacic this season? This guy who's not even starting regularly for this team, man. Here he is again. He's on the right wing. He's everywhere. Segacic into the box. Segacic. Oh my goodness. It's a save. Well, this guy's just on fire. This guy is on fire. Every time he's on the ball, it's just, he looks like he's going to score. He could be set for another hat trick. Again, I'll say what I said earlier. I was there in person to see, unfortunately, my Mariners lose 4-1 to Sydney FC. But it was Adrian Segacic who scored a hat trick off the bench. He's not too far away from another hat trick off the bench here. This guy has the potential to be a real star for the Australian national team in the future. What a player. And I'm sure Tony Popovic is watching this guy this season. We know Popovic has been watching the A-League very closely this year. And he has to be well aware of these performances from Adrian Segacic. And just as I say it, Tony P, get his number, says Cameron Paul. So it's a lead for Sydney. A valuable lead. As we can see now, it is really, oh my goodness, it is bucketing with rain at Allianz Stadium as we speak. Goodness me, it is an absolute deluge. Meanwhile, it's still 2-0 for the Young Socceroos in their first group stage game of the Under-20 Asian Cup. Lado here says, we've got another goal in us. Well, I'll tell you, dude, I mean, if I'm a Sydney FC player, I'm giving the ball to Adrian Segacic at every opportunity because this guy is in the form of his life right now. Here come Bangkok United. They're showing a bit more adventure now. They haven't had many chances in the second half since scoring that penalty. Don't forget A-League men's transfer deadline day. The window closes tonight. Keep an eye out. If we see any other last-minute moves, I'm sure there might be a few clubs looking to bring in some players last minute. Cross here for Bangkok is dangerous. Cleared away by Grant. Corner for the away team. Luka missed a big chance. Big chance missed, says Owen. Oh, and just as you've said that, Owen, I've just seen that play out, I think. Musa Toure, I think, just missed one as well. Blinkers here says Sydney need to go for the third goal, I reckon. They've been on top nearly all the game. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We could see it happen considering Bangkok United are showing a bit more adventure now. Corner for Bangkok. Misses everyone. But yeah, and that third goal, I mean, if Sydney can get a third goal, that could prove vitally important as well. Again, don't forget, folks, this is the first of 2 legs. These 2 teams will meet in Thailand next week. That game kicking off, I believe, at 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time next week. Our next live watch-along as well, can let you guys know we are planning to go live for Kawasaki Frontale against Central Coast Mariners. That is next Tuesday night, so in 6 days' time. Mariners' final game in the Champions League Elite. We are set to go live for that one. Owen here says Segacic off the bench is just as good as Sapsford in the Sydney derby. I mean, what a performance from Zach Sapsford, hey, on the weekend. Incredible. So, Bangkok United are really knocking at the door now. Another set piece. Can Sydney FC just hold them out here at the end? Another change for the away team. 3-0, says Cameron. Goal alert time. Young Socceroos. Jovanovic's strike parried away, and Musa Toure makes it 3 for the Young Socceroos. Great start for the Aussies. Musa Toure, thanks for that as well, Owen. Double change for Bangkok United. And meanwhile, after just 27 minutes, Australia lead 3-0 over Kyrgyz Republic in the Under-20 Asian Cup. First group stage game. Australia aiming to get to the semi-finals in order to qualify for the Under-20 World Cup. Bangkok United's long throw still in the area, bouncing around. Can they get the shot off? Cross comes in, away by Shaw. Tell you what, this might be the perfect time to sub on Alex Grant. Sydney FC looking just to shore things up at the back, perhaps. Just as I say that, there are subs. Kaczynski's being prepared at least. As the rain continues to pour down in Sydney. Minutes remaining for the Sky Blues. Another long throw for Bangkok United, who are really asking the questions now. Great throw in. Devonish Mears changed his mind, but now has it. Free kick for Sydney as well. Young Socceroos looking really good. And they've, almost a fourth as well. Musa Toure not too far away from goal number 4 for Australia. Offside flag was up anyway. So we'll be wrapping up the stream shortly, folks, but make sure to keep an eye on the Australian Under-20s men's team. So Jody Kaczynski coming on for Patrick Wood, unless they've got numbers wrong. Owen here says Segacic has scored 7 goals off the bench. I mean, there you go. Like, what a record. What a talent. Hunter says Segacic has to be the best off the bench scorer in the A-League. Well, he's certainly rivaling the feats of a certain slippery fish at Brisbane Roar, Enrique. A-League fans from about a decade or so ago will remember Enrique, and he was a wonderful super sub for Brisbane Roar, especially during the Roar Salona days. Bangkok United in on the left-hand side, and the shot goes wide. Mark is here in the live chat, says, if there was one player you wanted back at your club, who would it be? For me, Lafondra. Oh, like, as in, like, currently playing? Dude, as a Mariners fan, there is so many choices. But if I had to give you one right now, obviously it's not realistic, but Josh Nisbet. I'd love to have Josh Nisbet back at Mariners, man. I mean, he was obviously incredible last season. So I'd love to have Josh Nisbet back. Obviously, it won't happen. Maybe, who knows, he could return, maybe towards the end of his career, perhaps. But hey, a player who I would love to see back at the Mariners before he retires is Matty Ryan. I mean, we saw Danny Vukovic return to the Mariners a couple of years ago and finished his career on the Central Coast. Matty Ryan, obviously, was at the Mariners back in the early 2010s. He's had a fantastic career. Currently playing at RC Lens in France right now. And maybe in a couple of years' time, if he wants to return to Australia, I'm sure he would be certainly welcomed back at Mariners. So that's like a somewhat realistic one. Yeah. Cameron says, shame Archie Goodwin isn't picked for the under-20s. Needs to keep his body right. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a big win for Adelaide United. It's a big win. And dude, imagine that as well. Like the concerning thing for the Reds is that they are without all of these players for this under-20 Asian Cup. They're without Kiki, Giannis, Yul, Jovanovic, of course, as well. Taladera as well. So if Trevor Morgan had borrowed Archie Goodwin from Adelaide as well, the Reds would have been without a striker for a few weeks, which would have been detrimental to their, especially considering, Adelaide are in a premiership race right now, man. Like, that would have been detrimental. I almost wonder whether there were maybe some conversations there between Adelaide United and Australia and then Football Australia, just saying, yeah, can we please hold on to at least one of our under-20 strikers? 4-0, Musa Toure again. Thanks for everyone in the live chat. Cameron, Tarnley, Owen reporting for us. Appreciate that. Musa Toure driving into the box and a cool right-footed finish to make it number 4. Lovely. Lovely. G'day, Sydney FC fan in the live chat as well here. Sydney Sky Blue. Sydney close now to sealing the lead in this first leg. Got a few videos out in the channel. My review of Mariners Champions League game from last night is up on the channel. We also put out a video today discussing the news surrounding the Australian Championship, the new second-tier competition. 7 minutes added on. It feels like a lot. We've got 7 minutes more to play at Allianz Stadium. Kyle Shaw, a little bit heavy on the touch here, and there could be a chance for Bangkok United. Committing numbers forward now. Sydney just got to try and stay composed at the back. Again, like a late goal here for either team could prove really, really vital. Bangkok United are in here. Great chance for them. Oh, what a chance. Devonish stay strong. Well done, Devonish Mears. Made himself big. Great move from Segicic. Look at him. Look at the pace as well, the dribbling ability. And a pass out wide to Kaczowski, who has timed his run to perfection. Waheem. Oh, should have made it 3. And that's Waheem, not too far away. Roddo here saying, Mariners comment here saying, Harry has a huge role to fill following Nizzy and Maxi. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Harry Stills worked really hard this season. Grabbed a couple goals as well, which is good to see. Cameron, it's a great question. Is the away goal rule in the ACL2? I do not believe so. I don't think so, but don't quote me on that. Can someone double check for us? I don't think it is. I believe the away goal rule is not in effect, but if I may be mistaken on that. Free kick for Bangkok United doesn't work out for them. Owen here says, where are they pulling these stoppage time numbers from? Especially in the A-League. Yeah, look, I did question the 8 minutes added on in the Sydney derby. It felt like a lot. It was enough to give Sydney FC a way back into the match on the weekend. We've got 7 minutes here. I mean, we haven't really... I mean, I think there was a couple brief stoppages for injuries. So, you know, maybe it does add up in the end, but 7 minutes did feel like a lot, didn't it? Looks like Wataru Kamijo is being prepared to come on for Sydney FC in the final minutes. So no Alex Grant debut yet. Grant will have to wait for his first minutes in a sky blue shirt. Marcus and Owen here saying that there's no away goal rule in the ACL2, which is, yeah, something that we've seen, I guess, in pretty much in world football. Segacic looking for the hat-trick, fires wide. Dude, he wants it. He wants this hat-trick so bad, man. He wants this hat-trick so bad. And you can't blame him for having a go. But on that occasion, just got the contact wrong. So Wataru Kamijo will be coming on to replace Leo Senna for the final minutes. Kamijo, defensive midfielder from Sydney FC's academy setup. Appreciate you guys tuning in for tonight's live watch along. Sydney FC very close now to sealing a 2-1 lead. The second leg will be played next Wednesday in Thailand. Wednesday kickoff 11 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. And Sydney FC will be hoping to hold on to their 1-goal advantage in that game. But if Bangkok equalise here, late on, that game will have a completely different vibe about it. The away team still on the attack. That's a really nice passage of play. Great chance for Bangkok. Oh, it's in! But is the flag up? I think the flag is up. It is. The player doesn't even realise. Well, the celebrations are going on, but the flag is up. Lotto's relieved. Marcus is relieved. Celebrations cut short. The replay. There is VAR in use. He's on. He's onside. The replay shows he's on. This is going to be a goal. This is going to be a goal, dude. Oh, no. Sydney FC picked apart at the back. And the replay to me shows that the goal scorer was pretty clearly onside here. Huge moment in the context of this tie. VAR are having a look. And just as I was saying, if this goal's awarded, the second leg is completely different. And it may well be advantage Bangkok United, who will have the home field advantage next week. Again, they're showing the replay. Joel King at right back is playing him onside. If my eyes do not deceive me. It's a close one, and the goal has been awarded. It's 2-2 in Sydney. Oh, late drama. We had late drama on the weekend in the Sydney derby. More late drama, but this time it's heartbreaking for the Sky Blues. Lotto can't believe it. Oh my goodness, dude. Late drama at Allianz Stadium. It's 2-2. And the second leg is all of a sudden Much more of a precarious situation for the Sydney FC, who will be travelling away to Thailand, where Bangkok United, with their home fans behind them. What a test it'll be for Sydney FC. Another late sub for Bangkok United. Who knows how many more minutes we have left, man. They added on 7, but that VAR check took maybe a minute or two. So we may still have more drama in this contest. But, I mean, Blinkus raises a great point there. We were talking about the offside, but as Blinker says here, keeper shouldn't be getting beaten at his near post like that. Absolutely spot on. I mean, Devonish Mears, the error in that first goal for Bangkok United, committing the foul for the penalty. And Devonish Mears maybe should have done better at the near post there. Definitely should have done better. He'll be really disappointed with his effort. So, 2-2. What a dramatic second half it's been. It was 0-0 at the break. We've had 4 second half goals. Segicic, the hero for Sydney. But it might not be enough to give them the lead. Sydney FC with a lot of the ball now, dude. They are building up. They want to get this winner. Costa shooting. Oh, dude. That would have been an absolute worldie if that had gone in. Douglas Costa, again, has looked really bright coming off the bench. Great turn. Great strike, dude. Dude, that wasn't far away. Tell you what, that wasn't far away at all. So 99 minutes we're in now. And we still play on. So full-time whistle could come soon. An injury time goal for Bangkok United, drawing them level. Second leg's going to be insane. Central Coast Mariners won this competition last year. Sydney FC, so eager to do the same thing, man. Segicic is in the box. Segicic trying to wrestle free. Waheem now. Back for Segicic. Segicic for the hat-trick. Blocked and it's out for a quarter. Oh my goodness. Dying moments here for Sydney. Adrian Segicic so close. Corner for the Sky Blues. This is going to be their 6th corner of the match. In front of the Cove. Dude, I tell you what, this could well be the last play of the game, too. This could well be the last play of the game. It's being halted here. Are they checking? They're checking a VAR. Possible penalty. Possible penalty. Well, there wasn't. I tell you what. Have they cleared it already? No, they haven't cleared this penalty, dude. This could be a pen. 100 minutes of football now played in Sydney. And Segic just shot. That did look like it hit the arm. Was it away from the body? Was that in a natural position? I don't know, man. Referee has got their hand up, indicating that still receiving words. No, we're getting play on. No pen. No pen. So that's a controversial moment in this game. I mean, we didn't get too many looks at it on the replay, but looked like it hit the arm. VAR check is complete, though. Not getting involved. So Costa's delivery. Headed away. Waheem. Cleared away. Bangkok United looking to go the other way now. Great late drama in this game. Segicic fouled. Segicic is hurt. Sure, I mean, we are in the 102nd minute now. Well beyond the 7 that we're added on. So, This may well be the last opportunity. It's going to be a long-range free kick for Sydney FC. Camijo, Costa's out wide. They're just going to send it in, man. They just have to send it in. Costa's lost the ball. Oh, goodness. It's a corner. We still play on, dude. We've now had 5 minutes added on. We've had 5 minutes added on to the 7. That feels like it may be a bit too many. So this surely has to be the last play of the game. This corner. Costa's delivery for Sydney. Away at the near post. Another corner. Sydney have had a handful of set pieces at the very end of the game here. Costa needs to find the right delivery here. We are in the 103rd minute of this dramatic round of 16 tie in the Asian Champions League 2. Sky Blues to take the advantage. Can they do it? Again, another poor delivery. And that is full time at Allianz Stadium. 2-2. Sydney FC, you can look at the faces of the players, man. They're frustrated. Ufuk Talay doesn't look happy either. I think Bangkok United will be really pleased with that in the end. 20 shots in the end for the Sky Blues. 5 of those on target. 62% possession. They had a lot of the ball. Just the 10 shots for Bangkok United. 5 of those on target. Credit to them. Scored with a penalty. And then made the breakthrough at the end. A really nice passage of play. 2-2. And I'll tell you what, dude. Next Wednesday, the second leg is going to be... It's going to be crazy because Bangkok United, man, will be backing themselves in that next match with the scores level. Segicic, incredible. That second goal was remarkable. Double off the bench. Again, he's the shining light for Sydney. He's the positive from this game. Surely Ufuk Talay has to give minutes to Adrian Segicic next week. More minutes to Segicic next week. Got to get him into the game if Sydney want to progress through to the quarterfinals. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks for the stream, says Lotto. No worries, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Hunter says should be a fun game next week. Yep. Rudder said not great corners from Costa. Yeah, I mean those two or three late corners there, and like I think 2 out of 3 they've just went straight to the near post and we just comfortably cleared. So yeah. I mean, Hunter here as well says Segicic needs to start next week. Yeah. Thanks for that, Blinkers, who says, thanks for the watch along, lads. Take it easy. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Make sure to keep an eye on the Young Socceroos currently in action and leading 4-0 over Kyrgyz Republic at the end of the first half. Our next live watch along is set to be Kawasaki Frontale hosting Central Coast Mariners next Tuesday in the Asian Champions League Elite. It's Mariners' final game in the Champions League Elite. Hopefully we can finish it with a win. Enjoy the upcoming weekend of A-League football as well. And of course, the Young Socceroos continuing their group stage campaign in the Under-20 Asian Cup. And make sure to hit the like button on the way out. Greatly appreciate you guys supporting the channel and supporting Australian football. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one.